What it do, YouTube? MJN for life here. Back again, talking some more Pokemon X and Y. Um, and I'm on Cerebi.net here, and the names of the two new legendaries have have been revealed. The Pokemon X legendary is called Xerneas, Xerness. Is pronounced Xerneas, and the Pokemon Y's name is Evital. It's spelled Yveltal, and it's pronounced Evital. So that's something new. So now we won't call them Pokemon X and Pokemon Y. We will refer to them now from now on as Xerneas and Evital. So those are some very interesting names. Very very interesting names indeed. Have some sort of kind of kind of mythical, ancient type of vibe to their just either naming as well as their appearance. But I basically wanted to announce that, and also to talk a little bit more about some of my personal hopes or expectations for Generation Six. One of the things that I was hoping for as far as Generation Six was some move reconciliation, as well as obviously, as I said in the last video, evolutionary chain reconciliation with the past generations. But for it's better to show you what I'm talking about than to just explain it out. So I'm on Cerebi.net, as I said. So I'm going to go to game mechanics, and I'm first going to talk about the priority moves. And so if we go to speed priority, it tells you, it gives you obviously an explanation of speed priority and how it works, and then it'll tell you like which moves have what priority. So all the way to stage one, and then -1, -4. So a -6 speed priority move, or -7, I should say, will always go last, and the -6 speed priority move will always go last, unless it's the opposing Pokemon is using a -7 speed priority move, and then if they're the same speed priority, if you guys don't know, then it goes by base speeds. But I want to talk about these stage 1 speed priority moves, as well as perhaps the stage 2. So right now, currently, we only have two stage 2 speed priority moves, and those are extreme speed and faint, which nobody uses. um, so I really want to talk about stage 1 mainly. So for stage 1, we have Aqua Jet, Bide, which is unimportant. So mainly Aqua Jet, Bullet Punch, Ice Shard, Mach Punch, Shadow Sneak, Sucker Punch, and then Vacuum Wham as well. So I think that my hope for Gen 6 is that they will kind of add some more stage 1 speed priority moves. Obviously, high PP, low base attack power moves for each of the other elements. So maybe a fire type priority move, a psychic type priority move, because obviously side change doesn't count because it doesn't do any damage. A so on and so forth. I could just go down the list of all the Pokemon, or all the Pokemon types that don't have priority moves. I feel like they should kind of even it out a little bit more, because right now you only have water, ice, two fighting, one ghost, one dark, and obviously normal for quick attack. And which one am I missing? Am I missing any? I don't think so. So maybe like a fire priority move, a electric priority move, so on and so forth. And then maybe add a couple more stage 2 priority moves, so it's just not only extreme speed. So maybe like a stage 2 dark type priority move, or a stage 2 fighting type priority moves, something along those lines. So that it's not just extreme speed. That might be a possibility. Although I think that's less likely than maybe more stage 1 priority moves. I think that's a little bit more reasonable, in my opinion. Another thing, speaking of moves, if we just go to the attack decks for Black and White, and then go to, for example, Fire, and then look at all the different types of fire moves and then their base powers. I wish Cerebi had an option to organize them by base power strength, but obviously the strongest fire move in terms of base power is Recreate. Then you've got Overheat, you've got Magma Storm. So the fire type attacks, they're very there's a wide range of different types of attacks with different types of accuracies, with different types of base powers and strengths both, and there's a wide range of physical and special fire attacks, although there's more special than physical for obvious reasons. And if we go to obviously another type like water, you can see it's kind of the same thing. Now you obviously don't have a 180 base strength water move, but you do have Hydro Pump, which is 120. You've got Aqua Jets, Aqua Tail, Crab Hammer, Hydro Cannon, which obviously nobody uses, Muddy Water, Scald, obviously, which everyone uses, Water Spout, things of that nature. So now if you go to like a type like Psychic, for example, You don't see the variety. Most of the psychic moves don't even do any damage. But you've got like Psy Beam, which is not even relevant. Psychic and Psycho Boost. I mean, Psycho Boost doesn't really count because only one Pokemon gets it. Psychic is kind of the main stab move for all, it's the strongest stab move for all Psychic Pokemon in general, and that's only 90 base power. Psy Strike, only one Pokemon gets it, so it doesn't count. I mean, they added Psyshock, which is kind of decent, but I mean it's only 80 base power. They changed up Future Sight, but I mean again, it's not really relevant to the metagame. You've got Confusion, which no, Dream Eater, no, Extra Sensory, I mean not really. Heart Stamp, what? No, Luster Purge, no, only Latios gets that. Mist Ball, only Latias gets that, and they won't even be using that. If they probably won't even be using a Psychic Stab at all, and if they will, it won't be Mist Ball or Luster Purge. So Psychic is a type that, it's got, what, two physical Psychic moves, Psycho Cut and Zen Headbutt, one really good Psychic attack, which is Psychic, and it doesn't stack up to, Hydro Pump or Fire Blast. So I think they should, reconcile these moves a little bit. For example, like Dragons. I mean, Dragons used to be like they didn't have anything, but now they have Draco Meteor and Dragon Pulse. Obviously, Dragons don't need anything else. They're already have a type advantage. They're already just good in general. But for example, like Steel, there's Doom Desire, which only one Pokemon gets. Flash Cannon. I mean, Iron Tail, which is 75% accurate. So I mean, they're really the only Meteor Mash. First of all, I thought a Meteor Mash was 120 base power. Wow, just learned something new. Steel Wing, like there's really not that many good physical Steel type attacks. Only one Pokemon learns Meteor Mash. Well, Metagross is the only, I think, Steel type that learns Meteor Mash. Like a random Pokemon get it, like Clefable for some reason to learn Meteor Mash. But I think other than that, I think only Metagross gets it. And then there's what? I mean, what do Steel types have? Only Kling Clang and Clink and what's the other one? Who cares? Clang. They're the only ones who get Gear Grind. So Steel types really don't have much outside of Iron Head, and again, it doesn't compare to Fire type Pokemon or Water type Pokemon. Bug is another type where you've got Attack Order, which only one Pokemon gets. Bug Buzz is a decent stab move, but again, it's only 90 base power. Mega Horn, that's good, but not every Bug Pokemon has access to Mega Horn. And if you don't have access to Mega Horn, then you kind of have to rely on X Scissor or Bug Bite. So I think some of these types definitely need more moves and more variety of good moves. I feel like every type should have like their version of Overheat, like a Ghost version of Overheat, a dark special version of Overheat, or maybe a physical version. I think every type deserves at least an Overheat-esque move where it's really strong, but it lowers either your special attack or attack. Electric is interesting because it has a lot of different moves. You've got Volt Tackle and Thunder, so I think Electric is pretty decent. You've got, Thunderbolt, which is 95, which is pretty good. But I mean, really, honestly, though, that's about it, unless you're running Rain Team. So I guess, Electric is pretty decent. Dark is another one that doesn't really have much. You've got Crunch and Dark Pulse, but they're really only 80 base power, so they're really not, they really still don't stack up to, the Fire type move pool or the Water type move pool. You've got, Payback, it's 100 base power if you get attacked. Night Days, only Zoroark can learn. Sucker Punch is, again, it's a good move, but it's only 80 base power. So, there's no dark move that even does, there's no dark move that even has 100 base power. So it's like, Dark definitely got shafted. So I feel like they also need to do some new, or I would hope that they would sort of reconcile these moves a little bit, add some more variety for each of the types. That don't have it, like Fire and Water, and let's look at Grass real quick. Grass has a bunch of different moves too, but it's obvious because the starters are Fire, Water, and Grass, so it makes sense that these would be the most varied move pools. But it's Generation 6, so it's time out for that. We need some more moves. Flying is another type. Like before Gen 5, Flying was really, really shafted. They got Hurricane though, so that kind of made up for it. But it is only 70 accuracy. But again, so is Thunder and things of that nature. So I think Flying got some help in 5th Gen, but I think they need to do the same thing for these other types. And what's another type? Like Poison. Even though Poison, nobody really uses Poison still though. Poison, there's no reason to shaft any of these types. Ghost definitely, like, especially on the physical side. What are you gonna use for a Ghost? Like, Shadow Punch is 60 base power. That's the strongest physical ghost move is Shadow Punch, and there are some physical ghost attackers now. I mean, Dusknoir is one, but the main one now is Golurk. That's physical, so they need to add something. Maybe a 90 base power. I mean, I guess Shadow Punch is technically 90 base power with Iron Fist, but still, I mean, Golurk is the only one. Shadow Sneak is only 40 base power, but it is a priority move, obviously. And then Shadow Ball, the main, where is Shadow Ball? 80, there it goes. Shadow Ball, the main stab for ghost types, is only 80 base power. So the strongest damage a ghost type can do on the special side is still only 80 base. I mean, flying even has a stronger attack than that. So I think that's kind of unfair in a sense. I really feel like each type should have its own version of overheat. Like there should be a ground type overheat that is obviously physical and does cuts your attack by half or 2 stages instead of special attack. And then another thing is, some more special rock type moves. Obviously, I mean, rock and ground for that matter. Some more special rock and ground type moves. I mean, there's only 4 special ground moves. Although ground is different because they did add earth power, which is sort of decent. But rock definitely. Like I think the only special rock move is Power Gem, Ancient Power. I mean, they definitely can do more with rock from the special side. Obviously, rock has a ton of. I mean, and even physical moves, not really. Like Head Smash, only a couple rock Pokemon get that. Rock Wrecker, only a couple rock Pokemon get that. And then, I mean, Stone Edge is pretty much the main form of stab for rock Pokemon. And we all know that Stone Edge never hits when you want it to. So, I mean, they could do some more with. They have some room to grow for rock as well. So this is just what I'm thinking for the new game. I really hope that they reconcile some of these moves. If they don't do the evolutions, at least clean up this move pool, which I'm pretty sure they will do. It now. All it depends. I'm pretty sure they're going to add some new moves. I mean, every generation has new moves. I think now the question is what type of those moves are going to be. What type are those moves going to be, and how strong will they be, and how are they going to be usable? Because there's no point in adding a rock version of Tackle that's not 100% accurate and 20 base power for some new rock Pokemon that you're going to catch. Like that's completely pointless, and I hope that they see that because us as gamers, we're looking at the long term. We're looking for how is this Pokemon and how is this move going to help me when I'm going up against another opponent on a Wi-Fi battle. So I hope you guys liked this video, and if you have any comments about maybe an idea for a rock type move, a special rock type move, what it would be called, what it would do, feel free to leave that idea in the comment section below. And this is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, as I said before, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and like, and I'm out of here. Deuces.